Everybody, thanks for joining me. Before we get started, please go ahead and click subscribe to my channel to keep up with all of my latest investing and personal finance content. And check out the link you see on your screen right now for a message from our sponsor, The Motley Fool, where you can get the top 10 stocks to buy right now. I often get asked what my best investment of all time was, and that's a common question that investment professionals get asked. But I also rarely get asked what my worst investment was. And it's important to understand that you learn your lessons from your mistakes. So, the worst investment I ever made is one that taught me some of the best investing lessons that I still use today. So, let's rewind the clock about 11 years ago. An electric vehicle startup that no one ever heard of called Tesla went public. You can probably see where this is going. A little bit after the IPO, I bought shares of Tesla. I was a pretty new in my career high school teacher at the time, so I didn't have a ton of money. So for me, I spent what was at the time a lot of money, and I bought 100 shares of Tesla at a share price of about $23. Um, Today, Tesla trades for $178, but that doesn't tell the whole story. In the time since I bought my shares, Tesla has split 5 for 1 and then 3 for 1. So effectively multiplying the share count by 15. So I wouldn't just have 100 shares today. I would have 1,500 shares, each of which are worth $178 and some change as I'm talking. So split adjusted, my cost basis in Tesla was about $1.50 a share. You can see on the chart just how well it's performed since I bought my shares. It's about 100x in price, a little bit more than that since I bought my shares. My initial investment of $2,300 would be worth about $268,000 today, and that's even after Tesla's recent slump. Um, so I ended up selling in 2013. So in 2013, a few things happened. Number one, Tesla's Model S, which hadn't even started to ship yet, had just been named Motor Trend's Car of the Year for 2013. And the company really just started to come into the public spotlight for the first time. So once the Model S started to actually be delivered and people saw that it was, a game-changing vehicle, the stock roughly tripled almost overnight. I'd been down at that point from where I bought it. It had tripled, in a matter of weeks, and I needed to sell something. I had a wedding to pay for. I ended up getting married in November 2013. I had a house I needed to put a down payment on. I had expenses to pay. So I said, you know what? I've more than doubled my money in this investment. So I sold. I got about $6,000 out of the sale and put it toward my new house and my wedding and things like that. So my mindset when I'm selling is I've made my money. There's nothing wrong with taking profit off the table. And that is a bad mindset to be in as a long term investor. So, the lessons I learned from this one, I can't make the case that it was a totally terrible investment decision because number one, I'm still happily married. I have 2 kids and my life's going pretty well. So, it helped pay for my wedding. So, there was that. Helped me buy a house in a very expensive housing market, Key West, Florida. We kept the house for about 2 years and sold at a very nice profit. So it wasn't just that I lost the money. I bought another investment that turned out to be a pretty profitable one. And number three, it taught me a very valuable lesson. It taught me never to sell just because a stock goes up. That's not a great reason to sell. I could have gotten the money I needed in other ways. I had a 401k I could have borrowed against, for example. That would have been preferable to selling a great growth stock in the early stages. Um, but there are some great reasons to sell stocks. Just because it went up is not one of them. There is something wrong with taking profits too early. If you buy a stock as a long term investment and the business is doing exactly what you thought it would do. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to click subscribe if you don't subscribe to my channel already. And as always, this video is sponsored by The Motley Fool. Be sure to visit www.fool.com/Frankel to receive the top 10 best stocks to buy now.